No, you're all right.
Are people here already?
Yeah, there's people in the room now.
Oh, hi everyone. We're just trying to get Facebook sorted and we'll be with you in a couple of minutes. Thank you
It's
very much
lag.
for
Oh, you
being
have
here.
frozen a bit.
I have frozen. Oh, there I am. Meeting
Yeah,
is now streaming on Facebook. Great. We're ready to go. Shall I start? Hi, everybody, and welcome to this meeting. My name's Antonia Harmon from Divine Empowerment, and I'm going to be telling you a bit about what I do from Divine Empowerment and dissolving some traumas. So if anyone has any traumas they'd like to be dissolved, we can get to that in a minute, but just think about something you'd like me to help you with, and then you can talk to me in the chat bar. So basically, I've been doing healing for 14 years and I figured out a way to instantly dissolve emotional trauma, which sounds pretty radical, I know, but it's true and it works every single time. I've just spent the weekend teaching a level 1 course and they were all able to do it, even very severe traumas that people have had for a very long time. And all it is using intention to do it, because emotion is energy. Look at the word emotion, or energy in motion. You can break it down like that. Because we all know when we hang around somebody who's sad or angry or upset, you spend a few seconds with someone sad or angry or upset, and you know it. Within a second, you just know what it's like to be around somebody who is upset. So, and that's what it is, emotion, energy in motion. So what I do is literally you tune into that, you allow the person to feel what they're feeling, they think about the situation, then I literally dissolve it. And the way that I dissolve it is literally by intention, because I believe you and me to be gods and goddesses who forgot how awesome we are. We are truly, truly magnificent, and we've just forgotten. And I spent a lot of the last 14 years in a trance state, which sounds strange, absolutely, but the trance state has allowed me to awaken some of my natural latent abilities that we all have, abilities that we haven't experienced because they've just been locked away tight. So this is what we're going to be doing today, is dissolving some traumas. So first of all, if people are up for it, I'd like to do something just to quieten your minds. Then you have a sense of what's going on. So if everyone is willing, then I will do that to the audience now. And if you're watching this on a recording, that's no problem at all. So all I'm going to ask you to do, if you don't feel like you want to do this, this is no problem at all. And just you know, your consent is enough to just say yes or no. If you want to play, then let's get going. So basically, all I need you to do now is just to close your eyes and allow all your thoughts to bubble up. You know, when you meditate, you've got a bit of a chatty brain. So what I'm going to be doing is just putting a force field around you, between you and your thoughts, and making your brain quiet. That's a good place to start, and then we'll get in to do some trauma work. Thank you very much. So please just close your eyes, sit back, and I will dissolve this for you. Here we go. First people's minds will already be getting quieter. I'm just going to be doing a few more people now. Okay, your mind should be feeling quieter. So if anyone wants to talk to me in the chat, please do, and tell me how you're feeling. Is your brain feeling quieter? You should just be feeling really just calm and centered. Is that accurate? Let me know in the chat bar, please, and we can get interactive. So that's a really nice thing. And Bronwyn is saying, yes, she's feeling very calm. Thank you very much for getting interactive with me, Bronwyn. So next we're going to do is I'm going to start dissolving some traumas for you guys. So Who's got a trauma that they'd like me to help them with? This could be something like, Joan says calm as well. Thank you, Joan. Who's got a trauma they'd like me to be helping them with? So this could be something like, I don't know, a breakup or some grief or an argument that you had a while ago that you're feeling upset about. What we're looking for is something called a solo trauma event. So if solo trauma event is something that happened just one time. So often, maybe we're in an abusive relationship in some capacity. Often we have multiple traumas. So, things might have happened, loads of different arguments, loads of different upset in some capacity. But what we're looking for is a solo event, something that happened once. It might have happened multiple times, but we just need to focus on in a singular day. A singular argument on a singular day or a single upset on a singular day. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is just to think about that situation. Think about that day, think about that situation, and really allow those emotions to bubble up. Once they've bubbled up and you're sitting in them, as it were, I'll be able to dissolve them. And then you just won't have any attachment to the situation. The Buddhists call it non-attachment. It's also sort of a version of fast track forgiveness, but the truth will be the truth. It's still your history. We wouldn't want to change that in any way, but you just will no longer be attached to it. It will no longer mean that much to you. You'll feel calm about it. You will just be, okay, it happened, but that's okay. It's just a sort of surrendering to it rather than being traumatized by it, because we've all had these difficult situations and they can unfortunately own our future. They can cause all sorts of different problems for us ongoing. Anything can, and it just can make a huge difference to our lives in a negative way. And we want to be living an expansive life, a happy life. So clearing trauma is really paramount. So if anyone's got anything they'd like me to be working on, please write it in the chat now, and then we will get you on the screen. If you're comfortable doing that, of course, we'll get you on screen and we will start to clear things. So breakups or any grief of any description or any situation that you'd like some help with. So who's going to be brave? Who's going to come on screen and we can do some healing for you? Come on, everybody, let's go to this. It should make a big difference to you, and then you can see the way that healing's going, because this is it's revolutionary, this work, and I'd really like to share it with someone. So come on, who's going to be brave? We've got people here ready to go. Let's go. So yes, and maybe a grief, maybe a breakup, maybe what would you like me to clear? So anyone would like me to do that. Whilst I'm waiting for some people to speak up and be brave, I'll tell you a bit more about divine empowerment. So what we're doing is something called higher level magic. I've awoken my latent abilities because I've spent a large portion of the last 14 years in a trance state. Which sounds strange, and it is strange, because I've just literally had these growing pains and things have been awakening in me over the last 14 years. And it's different from other things you might have experienced because it's something called higher level magic. Now, higher level magic is something which is a mystery school's term. It's not an Antonia term. It's and it's not a judgment. It's just a different way of doing things. So we don't use an intermediary. So an intermediary would be something like a potion or a spell or an angel or a being or a ceremony or a coven or a pill for Western medicine, anything which is helping you do the work, something in between. So we don't use any of that. We're just awakening our God or goddess self, and then through awakening that, we are then able to do really, really profound and beautiful work. So who's up for coming on screen? Sandra, Sarah, Bronwyn. Oh, Joan, had a very emotional discussion with my daughter around plans for Christmas. Joan, are you happy to come on screen and talk about this?
Yeah,
hopefully she's
fine.
happy. Oh, sorry, my phone's talking to me. Yes. Sorry, Joan, are you happy to come on? Yeah.
It's fine.
Where's Joan? Can we get you on screen as well? If I remove the pin from me, we'll be able to get you up. Hi, Joan. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Great. So can you tell us a little bit about your situation?
So I've kind of been in lockdown most of the year, and because I've got an illness, and I was so looking forward to my daughter coming to visit me over Christmas, and we had all kinds of plans, and then there was the announcement that she couldn't come, but she could really have come because she had actually been self-isolating for 2 weeks. So we came across it from different perspectives, whereas she wanted to just obey the rules to the letter of the law. And I said to her, well, you know, you have self-isolate for 2 weeks, you'll be perfectly fine. And it got very, very emotional. And I we both said things that we didn't need to have said in the total, you know, emotional powerfulness of the whole situation, really. So we've kind of reconciled a lot, but I still feel every time I think about it, it kind of upsets me.
Okay, that's a lovely one to start with. Thank you very much for being brave and coming onto camera, Joan. So if you can just please close your eyes and just think about this situation, and I will dissolve the trauma associated for you. So here we go. Okay, that feels much better. Joan, how's that feeling for you?
Yeah, I feel when we started just a real tightness across the chest and stuff, but it's actually feeling a lot looser now. Yeah.
So if you think about it now, does it feel neutral? Do you feel at peace with it? Do you feel okay?
I think there's still some residue there, but yeah, a lot
Let's
better.
just do a little bit more for you then, just in case, and try and free you up completely. So let's do that. Sometimes there are extra layers. Okay. How's that feeling now, Joan?
Yep. Yeah, it
Gone?
feels like it's in the past now and I can let go of it.
So now you just like, it's your truth, it's happened to you, but you're not attached to it. You just feel at peace with it, like calm waters. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And it's as easy as that. Thank you very much, Joan, for being brave and coming on camera with us. So it's as simple as that. So all people need to do is think about their situation and feel it, and I will dissolve it for you. So does anyone else want to come on screen? And I can, you can practice this skill, or I can practice on you something to do with grief. You can even have a phobia. We could do that too, but a solo trauma event, something which happened one time that makes you feel upset about it. What about Jessica or Sarah or Sandra? People are being very quiet today. Let's be brave and let's try this new style of healing, because it really is transformative. Anybody else want to have a little go? Anyone want to play? What have you been doing today? Anything exciting? Come on, everybody, let's do this. So Gianna, is that Jenna? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So are you comfortable to come on screen? I can't pronounce it. Gianna. Is it Gianna?
Yeah. Yes.
Gianna.
Yeah.
Sorry for my mangling your name. Gianna, is it?
It's okay. Yeah. I had a car accident
Okay.
and it will be 2 years in May, and I still don't feel comfortable to drive.
Okay. So let's.
Nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt. I was not hurt. It was
Okay.
just the car. Yeah.
Okay. So can you please close your eyes and think about the car accident? Please tune into it as much as you can, and I will lift it for you. Okay. How's that feeling, Gianna?
Fine. A little headache, that's all.
But think about the car accident now. How does it feel when you think about the car accident? Does it still feel very upsetting to you?
Not really.
Does
Not
it feel,
really.
so can you really find it? It's like a non-attachment, what they say in Buddhism. You just can't really, it just doesn't feel emotional anymore.
Yes, I don't feel emotional. I have changed country, and I think I will take an instructor for 2 lessons just to get used to the streets, location, and so on.
So that's great, because before you wouldn't have wanted to drive, would you?
Not in the country where I am now.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, that's great then. So now you feel, the accident feels less intense for you, or it doesn't feel intense at all for you, and now you feel that you'd be ready to drive.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's a really good progression for you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Very welcome. Thank you, Gianna, for being brave and coming on screen. So, yeah, it's really as simple as that. We can dissolve traumas very quickly and easily for people. Yeah, it's a really beautiful thing. It's honestly, this is something that you guys learn if you would want to learn it on level 1. This is a level 1 skill I've been teaching this weekend, and all of the students got it first time. It always works. So, and then you can be confident that it will work. As long as people can tune into those emotions and feel those emotions, then it works. It's really fun. So if anyone is interested in taking the course, the next one is February 13th and 14th. So you'll be finishing on Valentine's Day. And really, trauma, it's £250 on my website, divineempowerment.co.uk. And my website's divineempowerment.co.uk. So yes, it really does change people's lives and really make them feel a lot happier, because really trauma blocks your happiness. The more trauma you have, the less open you are, the less loving you are, the more upset you are about various different situations. So the less trauma you have, it enhances your life and expands your life. It makes you just feel more at peace. And that's what we do. We get to you to feeling at peace with the situation, something very traumatic, like the 2 ladies who've come, Joan and Gianna. They've had very traumatic experiences, arguments and car crashes, serious situations. And now they feel at peace with something which before was quite upsetting to them. So does anyone else want to come on camera and have a situation that you'd like me to be clearing? So I want to speak with you. Sorry, iPhone, this is called. I'm just reading the chat box. I want to speak with you. I had a manipulated mother and get easy anger. So Fabiola. So what we're doing, Fabiola, is we're talking about solo trauma events. I think you came in slightly later. So that's what we're practicing today. So have you got a situation with your mother or with anyone else, or anyone, in fact, have a situation which one particular argument, one particular incident which makes you feel upset? So yes, any particular, it needs to be a solo event. Like we've had the 2 people so far. Joan was a specific argument, and Gianna was a specific incident of a car crash. So we need to be doing one solo event. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you have more situations, you just have to do more different. You have to go into them individually with the level 1 skills anyway. So Gianna has just messaged, must one be gifted to dissolve trauma instantly? No, one must not be gifted. One must be human. And I think you've got that covered. So what I do is I awaken your latent God or goddess self. I think you guys are goddesses. I think I'm a goddess, and the gentleman here, gods of course. But I think that we are far more capable and far more profound and amazing and just awesome than we currently know or understand. Far, far more exceptional. And what I do is in class is I awaken your latent abilities. Abilities you didn't even know you had. Abilities which are super profound and super exciting. So all we do is awaken them, and we awaken them very easily. All I do in class is really read you stories and then say, go and do that. And Yes, and go and do that. Amazing. And then they go and do it, and they're all like, oh my God, I can't believe I've just done that. It's really shocking. Every time people do it for the first time, it's shocking that who am I to be able to do this? And it works every time. It's never not worked. Every single student I've ever taught over the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, it's worked on. So that's fine. So hopefully I've answered your question, Gianna. And Fabiola. So, okay, let's get Fabiola, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, on screen and have a little conversation with her about some things that happened to her in childhood. You're on the iPhone, I believe. Asked to unmute. Sorry, I'm just doing the technical side of things. Asked to start video. No. Hang on a second. Asked to start video. Okay, so iPhone, if we can get you on and get your audio working as well, please. I'm also going to pin you next to me. Add pin. There we go, next to each other. All right, you just need to turn your sound on, please. Now you turn your video off. Ask to unmute. I'm going to send you a little note for that. So if you can unmute yourself, please. I've sent you a little thing.
Oh, unmute. Okay.
There we go. Got you. Hi. And Fabiola. Is that how do I pronounce that? Fabiola?
Fabiola. Yes, hi, Fabiola.
Hi, Fabiola. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So can you just give us a little bit of information about, so you said sexual abuse when you were a child. Have you got one particular time that happened, which is you can remember or is upsetting when you think about?
When I was 4 or 5 years ago, my mother's left, and I didn't know at the beginning what happened, and my uncle abused me.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. So, yeah, I would normally ask people to connect to those emotions, but it's clear that you're already there. That's fantastic. That's helpful to me. So, if you can please just close your eyes and just allow yourself to feel this tragedy, and I'll clear it for you now.
Thank you.
How's that feeling, Fabiola?
Better, and today I forgive my mom because she wasn't not there when what happened.
Is there still more to be done? There might be another layer. I want to make sure that we clear everything for you. Is there a little bit more, or does it feel like at peace with this situation?
I find a little bit peace, but today I accept to forgiveness her because she wasn't there.
Fantastic. Was that just now or earlier in the day?
I'm sorry?
Did that just happen just now or earlier today?
I didn't get you.
Sorry, so it's now that you found peace just from this work? Fantastic. That's a big thing for you.
Yeah, because I think I didn't forgive her for don't be there. And that's why that when I spoke with you, when I wrote to you, I say that I always feel anger with her.
Right.
And right now, because when you told me you need to tell me something really trauma, and
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, I think is that the thing, the root that I didn't got it.
Oh, fantastic. And now you feel much more calm with your mother. I mean, it's obvious it's a big shift for you. Are you no longer angry at your mother then?
I think I feel a little bit, but it's not too much that I have before. I cannot lie, because when you healing or help me with your soul. I feel hearing my heart was blocked, my heart and my
Yes.
stomach. Yeah, and yesterday and the day before yesterday, I got very bad migraines and I didn't feel good. But today I remember that we have the holistic event, and I just opened and said, you know what, I asked you, universe, I need help, and I find you.
Beautiful. You need to come on the course and study this stuff yourself as well.
Thank you.
It's really beautiful. I'm so glad to it's really fun for me to see such a shift in somebody, because this is I mean, it's still coming out of you a little bit, but it's life-changing, I think, for you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for being so brave and coming on camera as well for such a big thing for yourself.
And thank you also for help me, because and right now I feel more relief, because was really like a stone stuck here in the heart and in the stomach. The stomach I feel so bad. I think will be healer. Or could you please cleanse more? I don't know.
Where? So, but is it still around that situation?
Or the emotion is going relief, right?
Yeah, it's coming out of you, because
Okay, I got it.
if it's related to so you sometimes you have pain in your body related to a trauma. So when the trauma starts to clear, then things start to dissolve within you as well. So you'll feel some strange sensations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got it.
Cool. You look lighter.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Namaste.
Okay. All right. So namaste. It says stop video. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. I'm going to remove the pin there. Simon Feely is yes. So there we go. There's a few different situations. So Gianna has just messaged saying, stay blessed. Such things take time. Not really. Some things don't take time. We can clear traumas very instantly. Physical things are slightly different though. Has anyone else got a situation that they would like me to be clearing for them? Once again, these are all things that you guys can learn. You guys can do this work. And as you've seen, you know, these are 3 big situations that have happened to people, which are, you know, unfortunately, it sounds like Fabiola, you know, she's been suffering for most of her life. You know, this situation that she said happened when she was 4 or 5 years old. And, you know, how has that affected her life in a detrimental way? Her relationships, and I mean, her relationship with her mother for sure, relationships with partners, all of those sorts of things would have been affected by this, you know, tragic situation that happened when she was younger. So it's really, really important to start to audit your life and clear these different traumas, and to have the gift of being able to help people in this way is really one of the most beautiful things in the world. It's really, really helpful. So if anyone else, we might do one more person if you like. Has anyone else got a situation? And whilst we're waiting for somebody to say that, I'm going to tell you my theory. I have an interesting theory. So I think that all disease comes from emotion. I think emotion causes disease. And I think that emotions are, well, we said they're like a gas hanging around people. So emotions are like a gas hanging around people's, because you know when you hang around somebody sad or angry or upset, you spend a few seconds with them and realize that they're sad or angry or upset. You can feel it immediately. So I think diseases come in 3 categories: a gas, a liquid, or a solid. So a gas disease is an emotional one because you can feel it when you're around people. And then I think there are other sorts of disease. And I think the next source of disease is a liquid disease. So a liquid disease in my formula is something which is something that moves around the body. So like a fibromyalgia. If you're familiar with fibromyalgia, it's a chronic pain that moves around the body. So it's normally from the base of the spine is normally where it is, but it moves around the body. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there, but it's normally, it's a chronic pain. So it's there most days in different strengths and different places. Same as sciatica. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. They're not entirely sure how to fix these problems. But it's like a liquid because it flows. Or you've got something similar to a cyst. A cyst is a ball of fluid. So it's a liquid, right? And then you've got something like a solid would be something like a cancer. So cancer, most cancers are very hard. You press a cancer, like a tumor that someone has, and it's super hard. It's like a rock. So that would be a solid. So for me, diseases fit into 3 categories: a gas, a liquid, or a solid. And what I think happens is, and if you look at basic physics, if you remember your high school physics, do you remember what they said about a gas? Now, a gas is something that's moving around. There aren't very many. If you think of a box and a gas, it's just going like that. It's moving around like that, right? It's moving around super fast, all these different bits moving around, right? And there's not many particles within that box. It's just them free flowing and moving around. So what the difference really in physics between a liquid and a gas is that it slows down. Often it gets cooler. That's another property of it as well. But intrinsically, it's dense, more densely packed. So it's still moving, but it's moving like that rather than like that, right? It's more of it in there. So if you imagine that you're just you've got a gas, and that's the emotions going into a finite amount of space. When that gets filled, it becomes a liquid. Then you get a liquid-based disease. And then what's the difference in a liquid and a solid is how much it moves. So a liquid is going like that, and then a solid is just sort of wobbling where it is. So diseases for me go from a gas to a liquid to a solid. Sometimes they jump different states, miss out ones in between. That's a possibility as well. But they're all based on the gas, the emotions, that stuck emotion in the beginning. So I think that if you clear the emotions, you can actually clear the disease. Working on bigger diseases, working my way up to more solids, but certainly I'm proficient in liquid diseases. And so are my students. I'm teaching my level 6 next weekend, but I'm very proficient. My students and I are very proficient in liquid diseases. So I had, for example, somebody with fibromyalgia, and I worked on her, and we looked up the emotional why of the disease. I've got an interesting textbook that tells me the emotional why of disease. Worked on the emotional why of the disease, and then her fibromyalgia went in about 10 minutes, and it hasn't come back since. Not once, and that was maybe 5 months ago. And I worked on another one, sciatica. My uncle had sciatica, worked in his sciatica, and that was gone. He was actually asleep at the time. He didn't even interact with me. I cleared that one for him, and that was gone in less than 10 minutes. I ended up with an ovarian cyst myself, and I looked up in my book, and it told me the emotional why behind it, and I was like, dang, that's right. And I read this book all the time to so many people, but this was it was very accurate. And I worked on that, and I had a lot of pain in my abdomen and pain during intercourse, and I noticed it lift within about, I think it was 3 days. There was no more pain, and I'd had a scan, a uterine scan, to see it, and then I went back for my 5-week scan afterwards, and there was no trace of it. But I knew it was gone after 3 days because I no longer had pain. I knew it was gone on a sort of an emotional level. I knew it was gone on an energetic level. I knew it was gone on a physical level because I didn't have any pain. And then I also knew that it was definitely gone on a sort of ultrasound level or a physical level. But I knew that anyway. But seeing an ultrasound which had this lump in it or this, cyst in it, bubble in it, and then not seeing it was really quite a profound thing. So emotional things are quite easy to do. Well, for me, because I've awoken these abilities, as I said, abilities we all have, that you guys are gods and goddesses that just don't really realize how amazing you truly are. And that's what my job is to awaken your god or goddess self. You learn really, really profound things, and being able to do the work that you've just seen is really, really fun. It's really, really beautiful. It's really, really life-changing. It's nourishing to your soul, and it's easy. Once you've got it, it always works. It's consistent. Do we have one more person who would like me to be clearing a trauma for them? If anyone does, please let me know. Also, does anyone want to leave me their email addresses? You're very welcome to leave me your email addresses. You can also follow me on Instagram. My name's Antonia Harmon. My company is Divine Empowerment, and you will find me on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm most active on Instagram, really, and I'm doing another Instagram live tomorrow at 7:30. If anyone would like to join that, I would love you guys to come and learn these skills. Obviously, I feel a real sense of urgency for people to be learning these skills. I think it's very, very important. I think there are too many people suffering, especially 2020 has been a very strange year for a lot of people. There's been a lot of trauma and a lot of suffering. So I really feel it's very important for everyone, well, as many people as possible, to learn these skills as quickly as possible. And all I've been doing today is something you learn on level 1. It might take you a few seconds longer, but I mean, maybe a couple of minutes maximum, nothing more than that. But it is a level 1 skill because I like to show you really what you'd be learning in level 1. So does anyone else want me to go and do any more work on them or have any questions for me? I'm happy to answer any questions that people have about this work or about things in general. And as I said, the next course is going to be on the 13th and 14th of February. If you want to book it, you can do it so through my website, divineempowerment.co.uk. You're welcome to email me, Antonia@divineempowerment.co.uk. Happy to take any questions there. If you want to do private session with me, you're welcome. If you want to book my practitioners, you can on the website as well. Everything's under divineempowerment.co.uk. And happy to help anyone with anything that they might have. Maybe you're a bit shy, maybe you want something done privately. Happy to help you with all of that sort of stuff as well. I just want to give you a little bit of information about the course on the 13th and 14th of February. It's £250. And you learn how to, first of all, you learn some meditation hacks so you can drop into stillness quickly. So you can really drop into a deep state of meditation in a few seconds, which is pretty useful. And then we're doing something called energetic hooks, which is sort of like cutting cords. But sometimes when you cut a cord, the cord's still there. You want to actually remove the hook from somebody rather than cutting the cords, because otherwise the cords are still there and other things get attached to them. That, you know, it's not always that clean doing it that way. Then we've got, that's day 1, and then we start on the big eraser on day 2, which was what we've just been doing today, is instantly dissolving emotional traumas and phobias. We do that, and then we have some really fun, interesting energies in the afternoon, like instant pain relief, some techniques that you can be teaching to other people, hot and cold. If you're too hot, you run hot. If you're too cold, you run cold. Balances you with the environment, the equilibrium. Some interesting things, like we had someone who had shoulder pain, because I was teaching this just today. She had shoulder pain and we had sort of energetic aspirin, but we actually changed it over to energetic ibuprofen to yes, so that it got the pain out. Thank you very much, IPHM, for putting my link in there. Yes, so it got the pain out of her shoulder instantly. We had a few different problems with a few people who had pains for quite a long time. We one of the ladies had a slip disc, and I worked on that, and that pain went from a 5 to a 0 because I was using my book. I actually did a bit more work because she hasn't been able to sleep, so I did a little bit of extra for her. And yeah, we just do so many traumas, and so often, and so simply. It's really a really beautiful thing. So we are going to be closing soon. Does anyone else have any questions or any thing you'd like me to be clearing for you? Be brave. It's free, and it will be easy for you to do. Anyone feeling upset about any situations at the moment? I think a lot of people are feeling upset because the world has gone into a strange situation, and I'm happy to help you with that. We also learn in level 1, forgot about this one, which is probably my favorite. And the big eraser is amazing because you learn how to dissolve traumas, absolutely. But there's a really fun party trick if you're someone like me who likes a party trick. And that's that's changing the taste of wine using energy. So if you'd like to learn how to make a bit of a ropey bottle of wine taste rather nice, this is also the course for you. I mean, intrinsically, it's really about dissolving trauma and how trauma causes disease and working towards clearing more and more diseases. But I like to throw in the odd party trick. In level 2, for example, you learn how to bend spoons, which is a really fun thing. And we've got 6 levels at the moment, in case anyone's wondering. 5.5 at the moment. I'm teaching level 6 at the weekend, and I need to fully finish writing it. So Gianna's just said many thanks for your assistance. Yeah, blessings. Beautiful. So anyone else have anything they would like to know, because we're going to be closing soon? But yes, you guys are all gods and goddesses, and you can do the most profound, amazing healing. And it's your birthright. It's who you always were. It's who you always will be. And it's just a question of awakening those natural abilities. So the way that I teach is by awakening things within you, not giving you, it's sort of like an unlearning. It's not really giving you tools, because the tools are already within you. You've already got those tools. What I do is remove the blockages preventing you from accessing them. So no one can take them away from you after that. It's almost like putting some spiritual Drano into your energy system. And a lot of the work that we do in class is about awakening your system so you've got more power, you've got more juice, you can do faster and deeper work. So it's a combination of a sort of an awakening school as well as a healing school. Because the two go, in my mind, the two go hand in hand. You know, you can be the more awake you become, almost the siddhi, the side effect of awakening, spiritual superpower of awakening is the healing and the abilities that you get, but you get them because you're awakened. So the more awake you are, the more abilities that you have. So that's how we work. But I think all disease goes from a gas to a liquid to a solid, but everything does. Think about creation. Think about, I don't know, my pen. So how did this get made? How did a pen get made? Something solid. How did it get made? Basically, someone thought, oh, I'm going to design a pen, and sort of thought about it in their mind. It's going to look however it's going to look, right? And then they drew it. So they drew it either on a screen, and a screen is a liquid screen, isn't it? So it's like a liquid because it moves. Or they just wrote something down, and they, you know, pen is obviously a liquid. Ink's a liquid. And then they made it. Someone made it into a solid, into the pen that you see before you. Same with my phone. Same with everything that's made. It goes from a thought, which is a gas, to a design, which is a liquid, into a solid, which is the finished product, as it were. Everything goes in that way. That's how you manifest from a gas to a liquid to a solid. Interestingly, if you look at it in reverse, you have something like Prozac, which is obviously to help people, depressed people, mood stabilizer, to elevate some moods and make them feel a bit better. So that goes in reverse. So Prozac's a pill. You take the pill, which goes into your bloodstream. Your bloodstream is a liquid. It's hormones in your bloodstream, right? Which are liquids that then go and affect your thoughts, which are gas. So it goes one direction to another direction, you know, it goes up and down. Another example of a liquid would be something like crying. You know, you feel better after crying. It purges all this energy, this emotion out of you, and it comes out. So it goes from those thoughts out of your you know, to your tear ducts, and then it's gone, and then you feel much, much better because that stagnation, that trauma is no longer with you. So there are so many examples of it. Interestingly, if you look at weight loss, where does fat go? So there's been some interesting debates on this, and and you know, I always thought it was you sweated it out, or you know, or it comes out, you excrete it through, you know, going to the toilet. I thought that was the case, but that is not the current stuff. What they say is you turn it into, no, I'm putting myself on the spot now. It's not lactic acid, it's something, you turn it into a liquid, which goes into your fat, gets processed by your liver, goes into a liquid, and then goes out of your lungs in carbon dioxide. You breathe it out. Intrinsically, you breathe fat out your lungs. It goes into CO2. So everything goes from a gas to a liquid to a solid to a solid to a liquid to a gas, even body fat. Interestingly, knots in you are made out of lactic acid, carbon dioxide, and fibers. And they've cut them open. And when you cut them open, it's really interesting because they have this sort of gooey, like sticky material. But that is somewhere between a gas, you know, gas, it's got a gas, a liquid, and a solid in it. The fibers would be the solid. And there's something I'm going to be teaching level 6 is how to drop knots out of your back very quickly. So that's what we do. As I said, if you're interested, the class is going to be in February. I do teach monthly. If you're interested in anything, please do get in touch. We got the link from IPHM, so please do copy that down. It's Divine Empowerment, and my name's Antonia Harmon. And thank you everyone for joining. It's, yeah, as I said, class 13th and 14th of February. I'd really love you guys to join, share this with your friends. Please come. Let's just get this work out there as much as possible, because it is life-changing consistently. It's really beautiful, it's really fun, it's really joyful. And what other thing, you know, what better gift you can give yourself and your friends and family than the gift of healing? Something which is stuck in them for decades, clearing that in a few moments. For me, there's nothing more beautiful than that. So thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate your time on this Sunday evening. I know I'm the last person and people are a little bit tired. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the brave people, Joan and Jana and Fabiola, for being brave and coming onto screen. And please let me know, you three, how you've been feeling in the next couple of days, because I always like to double check in on people afterwards and make sure everyone's feeling well. So if you can let me know how you're feeling in the coming days and make sure that that's all gone. And thank you everyone for being here. And I hope to see you on a course soon. You've been amazing. I love you all. Don't forget your gods and goddesses. Thank you, everybody.